What's up everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're taking a look at this very cool product from Streamlight. This is one of the Streamlight PolyTac flashlights. I will tell you right as we start off, you can get it in what they call coyote, you can get it in black, and you can also get it in bright yellow. As you can probably see in the camera, sort of coyote, but it's definitely got a green tinge to it. So just a heads up, if you're looking to purchase this in a different color than your standard black, you can get that bright yellow, and then you get this coyote with a little bit of a green. It leans toward the kind of OD color, I would say. Overall, you're going to be paying probably between 35 up to 50 bucks, depending on where you get it. The idea, PolyTac, is that it's a tactical flashlight and that it is a polymer, basically a polymer coating on the outside. It's got a bunch of different settings, so you're going to be able to run it on 275 lumens, which is the high setting, and then 14 lumens, which is the low setting, and then you can also run it on the strobe setting as well. Some of the standard features that's pretty common with a lot of Streamlight flashlights. It's going to be water submersible up to 1 meter, and then it's going to be drop resistant up to 3 meters. Your runtime on the strobe is 5.5 hours, on your high setting 3 hours, and on your low setting 65 hours. Here's a close-up of the light, and you can see one of the main features that's going to stand out right as you look at it is the size of this pocket clip. So your average pocket clip is probably about half that length. I actually really like this. When I was first using this, I had some buddies who were like, holy cow, look at the size of that pocket clip. I like just basically how long it is. It gives you nice, it's basically going to sit nice and securely either on your gear, on a pack, running on some MOLLE webbing, or even in your pocket. Now for some folks, they might like one that's a little bit shorter because it's quicker to remove from your pocket, but actually I really like that. Here's what your end cap looks like, and then there's your other end. Let's get a good angle for you. Nice compact little flashlight, and let's show you what the actual measurements look like. So taking a look at the measurements from basically the very tip of the flashlight all the way to the end of the push button, they're saying it's about 5.34 inches, so almost about 5.5 inches, and then basically right across the widest portion, just about an inch. So I wouldn't call it a tiny little compact flashlight. It's not like the Streamlight MicroStream. It's definitely going to be bigger than something like the Stylus Pro, but it's not a ginormous flashlight. If you guys watch Everyday Tactical Vids, you know that I often run a Surefire Fury. It's definitely smaller than a Surefire Fury. So just size-wise, depending on what you want to carry or what you're looking for, about 5.5, or 5.25 inches, and then again an inch across that front at the widest portion. Here's a quick comparison to some other lights out there that I've either reviewed or I use as EDC lights. We have the SOG Dark Energy here on the bottom, and that's very close to a Surefire Fury as far as your size. Up here we have the ThruNite Archer 1A V2. This is the Streamlight PolyTac, and then up on the top we have the 511A TAC PLX. So it's going to be the second largest of the group, but it is definitely I would say just overall the SOG Dark Energy is just bigger, chunkier, clunkier than the PolyTac. This I definitely carried in my front pocket, and it was quite comfortable to do so. I didn't feel like I had a massive flashlight. Generally when I run something this big, I'm going to keep it in a side pocket, like a cargo pocket, or the little kind of slip pocket down the side of a pair of carpenter jeans or carpenter pants. But this one can ride in your front pocket, even that side pocket, quite comfortably. Now just to show you what it looks like actually attached to some MOLLE webbing, and you can see that the PolyTac, because of the size of the pocket clip there, it's going to run down basically underneath, or around the back side of this piece of webbing, and then almost the full way down, so that the little kind of lip there can stick around a second piece of webbing. It doesn't come completely out if you just throw it in. If you push it down a little bit, you can get it to kind of lock up underneath the second piece of webbing. But if I had this on some MOLLE webbing, I'm definitely not concerned like it would be with another light that it's going to come sliding all the way out. You can actually hear it click twice there as I did that. So if you want to run something particular on MOLLE webbing, this could be a good option because it's going to, I won't say it locks in, but it'll be much more secure than something that's got, maybe something that's half as long when it comes to the clip. And again, just listen as I pull it out, you hear it click twice over this one and over that piece of webbing as well. So that's what that looks like. Before we go outside and show you what this looks like, let me show you a quick overview of the operation when it comes to the function, how you're going to go through the different settings. We're looking at the background here in my studio. All the main lights are turned off. Put this light on, that's 275 lumens. I have not fully clicked in the light at this point, so I'm just barely pushing it, so kind of momentary on, and I'll click it in so you can actually hear what that sounds like. So that's fully clicked in. Now if I click it again, it's going to go to off. Click it on again, comes back onto the 275 lumen setting. Here's what you're going to do. I'll show you quickly to go through the 3 different settings. You're going to tap quickly to turn it on, and then go to the second setting, which is strobe, and then the third setting, which is your low lumen output. So watch this. And there's your low lumen output. Now it looks a little weird just because how the camera picks up the light, but you saw I went from the highest to the strobe setting very quickly and then to this lowest setting. So if I want to go right to the strobe setting, kind of momentary on, and then right to the strobe setting with the second tap. So momentary on, and there's strobe. So once again, I'm going to scroll through the 3 settings. I'll say 1 for 275, 2 for the strobe, and then 3 for the low setting, which is 14 lumens. Ready? 1, 2, 3, down to 14. Again, 1, 2, 3, down to 14. If I want to go to the second setting, I'm going to go 1, 2, and then click it in. If I want to go just to the first setting, there's the momentary on, or I can click it in fully. So that's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for folks to have to kind of gently tap 1, 2, 3 to go down to that lowest setting. Once you figure out the system, it's relatively easy to do. And now it's on the lowest setting of 14 lumens, just slightly depressed, and you can hear it now. I'll click it into place, and now it's locked into 14 lumens. I'm going to click it off. I'm outside here with the Streamlight PolyTac, and what I want to do is start off by showing you on the highest setting what it looks like when I shine it over at my shed. And my backyard is a bit of chaos now just because we're starting to clean up from all the snow, you know, as the spring finally arrives here in New England. But you can see, I mean, when I look at that shed, I can see everything just fine. There's the fence, some chairs, there's a compost bin out there, there's a little sandbox. But, you know, my entire backyard is effectively lit up. When I shine it right at the compost bin, it's a little bit hard to see. You got that nice hot beam there, but as far as looking out to the 2 sides, I can see all the way. I'll move the hot beam to show you where I can see right now, just with the extra spill of the light. I can see that from that center beam at the compost bin all the way over to the edge there, and then on this side I can see all the way over to that garbage can there. So I can see the vast majority of the backyard here when I've got it on the highest setting. Now let me actually move through the settings for you, looking over at the shed. So we go 1, 2, 3 down to the lowest setting, and you can barely kind of make out the shed there on this lowest setting. But when I do shine it right in front of me at this chair, which is about I would say 20 feet away, you can certainly see that. And I'll give you some strobe here, and definitely lights up the entire yard. Not easy to see stuff with the strobe, but that's definitely the concept behind it. Once again, at the highest setting, 275, you really see the whole yard quite effectively. And then down to that lowest setting, there's the chair in front of me, the fence over there, and now you can see the window. And I've moved closer to the shed. I'm probably about 30 feet away from it now, so you can start to see that a little bit more effectively. We're going to do another test here, and you can see if I look down, I'm right outside. I'm about to enter the house. Let's just say that you were using this light to maneuver around the house. Maybe you heard something at night and you were checking it out. So I've got this on the highest setting, 275. All the lights in the house are off now. So let me show you what it looks like to actually maneuver around here. Again, on my highest setting, coming to the kitchen. You can see off into the dining room there. Definitely see around the entire kitchen quite easily. Moving over here, peeking through the living room. I mean, I'm in the kitchen, I'm looking at the front door, I can absolutely see everything fine. There's the stairway. And then looking back this way over to where I just came in. So with this light on the highest setting, I can really see absolutely fine everything in the house. Our house is not huge by any means, but I can definitely see everything I need to see. Let me go down to that lowest setting, 1, 2, 3. Again, it looks a little fuzzy because of the way the camera works. But even with this, looking around, can't see nearly as well as the 275, but I can certainly see all the way to the distance in the other room there, out the window over there, bathroom. So I would definitely go on the highest setting if I was maneuvering around the house, you know, at night when it was dark. But even on the lowest setting, definitely gives me light to operate in close quarters inside my house to see what's going on. Okay, so you've seen it in use. Now let's wrap up talking about the Streamlight PolyTac. Some of the pluses. Again, I do like the size of the pocket clip. It just makes me feel like it's resting nice and secure in my pocket. I actually find the size of the light overall just very comfortable. This is about the size I want for, you know, a handheld light or an EDC light, and actually find the pocket clip makes me feel I've got a little bit more control than a light that doesn't have that big of a pocket clip. So that's certainly for me, that's going to be a plus. Some other things I like about it, the color is cool. Again, they call it coyote. I would say coyote leaning toward OD. I like the fact that you do have a high setting and a low setting. I'm not a big fan of strobe, but I find that a lot of tactical lights, or just lights in general, they have strobe settings. So that's just something it's a pill that I have to swallow when I get a tactical light. I talked to a guy years ago who was in law enforcement and said that he and the guys he works with don't use strobe, but still a lot of companies make them with strobe. So that's just kind of part of the deal when you actually get a flashlight that's got kind of tactical inclinations or tactical uses. A couple final things I want to note is that you can get filters for this, so different colors. They do have a rubber helmet strap that you can also get that you can use this with, and then they have a poly mount kit. So there's lots of different ways you can attach this to different gear, and I do like the fact that they have filters. So if you want to have that very low setting, that's certainly going to help save your night vision, but if you put one of those red filters on it, it's going to make it even more effective. And they, in their description of this, they talk about this as a tactical light, but also just kind of general light. Use it if you're a contractor, keep it in the car. You can use it for car repairs, just getting around as an EDC light. So lots of different uses for something in this category. And I think the price point is quite reasonable. If I was spending $150, I'd want a bunch of extra features, but this gives me a couple different outputs, gives me the strobe setting, it's durable. So I think there's lots of pluses to the Streamlight PolyTac. I've been pretty happy with it. If you've got one of these, let's hear some comments below. What do you think about it? What have you liked? Maybe what would you change? I'm in touch with Streamlight, so if you've got some thoughts and feedback, I can certainly pass it on to their people over there, the ones that I'm talking with and interacting with. And I'm sure they're always wanting to hear from you guys who've tested out their products, especially if you like them. But if you do have some things that you would change, or you want to make recommendations, pass it on to me, and I'll do my best to pass it on to them as well. Once again, the Streamlight PolyTac, there are links down below if you want to purchase this light. Thanks as always for checking out our videos here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Please subscribe to us here on YouTube if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram and Tumblr as well. Take care.